What's up, Elevate family? Welcome to Elevate Trick Shots.
Hey guys, that was super fun, wasn't that, Greta?
Well, that was weird.
Oh, okay, into some worship!
Yay!
Woohoo!
What's up, Elevate? Let's worship. I close my eyes and colors fly. There's no hiding from your grace. I can't deny your heart for mine. In a unrelenting chase, and I was on the edge of deception, caught up in my own hesitation, until your love took over me. So I let go, and I let love show me life like it's supposed to be. In oasis, he awaits us, all the freedom I ever need. Now I'm alive. Oh la la, when I let go, then I find life. Oh la la, when I let go, then I find life. La 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 la. A highway is calling me to a life unlike before. The Father's heart is beckoning, and I can't resist no more. Lead me in the ways of devotion. Don't wanna get caught in the motion. My heart is only for you, Lord. Oh. So I let go, and I let love show me life like it's supposed to be. In oasis, he awaits us on the freedom I ever need. Now I'm alive. Oh la la, oh la la. Then I let go, then I find life. Oh la la, oh la la. When I let go, then I find life. La 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 la. So I let go, and I let love show me life like it's supposed to be. In oasis, he awaits us, all the freedom I ever need. Now I'm alive. Oh, I let go, I find life. When I let go, then I find life. La 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 la. Oh la la, oh la la. When I let go, then I find life. Oh la la, oh la la. When I let go, then I find life. Alone in my sorrow and dead in my sin. lost without hope and no place to begin. Your love made a way to let mercy come in. When death was arrested and my life began, ash was redeemed, only beauty remained. And my orphan heart was given a name. My mourning grew quiet and my fear rose to days. When death was arrested and my life began. Oh, your grace so free washes over me. You have made me new, now life begins with you. It's your endless love pouring down on us. You have made us new, now life begins with you. Released from my chains, I'm a prisoner no more. My shame was a ransom, be faithfully born. He canceled my debt and he called me his friend. When death was arrested and my life began. Oh, your grace so free washes over. Darkness rejoiced, though his heaven it lost. But then Jesus arose with our freedom in hand. When death was arrested and my life began. Oh, 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 your grace so free washes over. Father, we thank you for the cross. We thank you for the freedom that it brings. Father, we can rejoice knowing that death has been arrested, God, that has no hold on us anymore. So, Father, we give you this time. We love you. We thank you, we praise you in your name. Amen.
What's up, guys? We're starting a brand new series which is called If Then. And here's what we're going to figure out is if Jesus was telling the truth, if all this is real, then what does that mean, right? What does it mean if it's all true? And so I'm really excited about this series because I know oftentimes, I remember in science class, I'm old, so I haven't been in school for, 10 years. Isn't that wild? I also have my 10-year high school reunion thing this year. Wow. I'm going to pause for a moment and reflect on this. Yikes. But anyways, I remember in science class we would always do the if-then statements. So if this were to happen, then this would follow, right? And so that's kind of what we're going to ask is when we look at the life of Jesus, what exactly does this mean for us? And so what I want to pose to you guys this week, and this first one is, how do we know, when we look at the life of Jesus, where can we look to understand who he is, right? How can we really understand it? Where do we look? Where do we understand it? So here's where I want to start. Let's look at the way Jesus talked about himself, right? Because I think for a lot of us, if you look at your friends or family and you really carefully look at the words that they say about themselves, that really tells you a whole lot about who they are, right? Like for me, if you were to ask me, tell us about you, I'd say I've got a beard. I always roll my pants up because Chandler says it makes me look taller. I love the Arizona Diamondbacks. The Padres are terrible. But if I'm talking about me more specifically, I'd say that I'm not as athletic as I used to be. I can play guitar and play the drums. I'm nice to people. Like, I would describe myself that way. And so what you would do is then you would try to figure out, okay, what does that tell me about TJ? Like, what does that really tell me about who he is, the way he talks about himself? Because we also have friends that they might talk bad about themselves. I wish I could do this. Man, I look like this. All these things, and that really tells you about who they are. And so I want us to dive into Jesus and how Jesus spoke about himself, because I really think that that's going to bring out some truths for us and what that really means in our walk with Jesus. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to dive into the book of John this week. And we're going to be at a specific point where Jesus is talking to a group of Pharisees, right? Where Jesus, we're going to be in John chapter 8. But Jesus is talking to these Pharisees, and Pharisees, as you guys know, were religious leaders, experts, right, who knew all about Jewish culture and all the old things, all the new things. Those were those guys, right? And they held themselves to a high standard, kind of, And so these guys were they're religious guys. And so one of the cool things that they found out and felt was really cool about themselves is they realized that they were, descendants of Abraham. That was their father. If you heard the song, Father Abraham, had many sons, all that stuff, right? And so Jesus is talking to these Pharisees, and so he begins to talk about himself. And what he does is he goes like this. In this moment of discussion, he refers to God as his Father. Okay, so Jesus is talking about God, and he refers to himself as his Father. So we're going to pick up in chapter 8, verse 39. The Pharisees' response was this: Abraham is our father, they answered. Now, right here, what's happening is the Pharisees are trying to establish that they know the truth, right? That Jesus, you're probably misspeaking because Abraham is our father. So what exactly are you saying to us? But let's continue, because right here, what's really cool about, Jesus, and we all know, is that he kind of rocks our world with just facts, right, or these statements. And so that's what's about to happen. So we're going to jump to verse 53. And it says this: Are you greater than our father Abraham? He died, and so did the prophets. Who do you think you are? They didn't realize who Jesus was. These guys are experts in religion, but they didn't know exactly who they were looking at. So when they said, who are you? Who do you say you are? Abraham is our father. who do you think you are? And that's such an interesting question, because if you watch movies or even culture, when you look at somebody and say, who do you think you are? It's always pretty judgy, and it's always pretty aggressive. It usually means that somebody's made a bold statement or said something that offends you. Like, where do you get off? Like, who are you? What are you? You know, it's frustration, right? And so that's what the Pharisees are. They're frustrated. They're saying, you know, he's trying to rock their world with you know, him saying that God is his father, and they're saying, Abraham's our father. And Jesus so calmly responds, right? Jesus always just says the truth, right? So here's what he continues to say in verse 58. It says, very truly I tell you, Jesus answered, before Abraham was born, I am. Before Abraham was born, I am. What he's saying to them is that before Abraham was there, I was there. But hang on, but Jesus is standing in front of them. So do you think that immediately they're going to go, oh, that makes sense? Years and years and years and years ago, you were there and now you're here, but what? No, you see, Jesus was saying something so important, right? What Jesus was saying is that I existed before Abraham and I exist after. Because what he's saying is that I am God, right? What he's doing is he's telling them, like, I am the one. I am the Messiah. I've come for all of you, right? And these Pharisees, do you think they just easily said, oh, yeah, for sure, that makes sense? No, they didn't. But let's pause for a moment, and let's look at the words and the way that he described them, because I want to weigh this. You know, let's say, you know, we look at the way Jesus is talking, him saying that he is God. Let's just say he's lying, right? Let's say it's not true. If it's not true, then his whole life was a lie, right? But what if he wasn't lying? You see, as he goes through his life, all of these things, by him saying, I'm the Messiah, I am God, I am the chosen one, all these different things, by him doing all this, what could happen, and what did happen, is that he's setting himself up to be murdered. Now, let's just say he's lying. Can you think of someone who would lie to be murdered? No. Most people lie to get out of being murdered. Well, not most people lie for that reason, but if you're going to be murdered, you usually lie to get out of it. See what I'm saying? But Jesus, why would someone lie to set themselves up to be murdered? Right? It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't. I can't figure that out, why someone would do that. Right? So let's move on from that. Let's you know, if we look at that and go, the logic says you wouldn't lie to be murdered, you lie to get out of it. Okay, so let's say that he's not a liar, right? Or maybe he's just crazy, right? Maybe he's just this crazy guy that has all of these made up things. But what's interesting is as we go through his life, nothing points to crazy, right? As people were following him and seeing the miracles and listening to him, nothing points back to crazy. So if he's not a liar and if he's not crazy, then what does that mean? It means this, that we can trust and believe in who he is based on the way that he talked about himself. If he's not crazy, if he's not a liar, then what he says is true. And if he's telling the truth, then we should follow in his footsteps. If he spoke the truth, then we should let him lead us. If he is the chosen one and was God and was here and died on that cross for us, then we should follow him. And I know that's difficult sometimes in these seasons of life where you might be at and struggling to go, well, I don't know that this is all true. But what I want to ask you to do right now is in this week, think about the if and then. For a moment, what if what he's saying is true? What if his life was not a lie? What if all of this at church that we come to and we believe and we show up to and we sing and we worship to, what if all of that were true? Because if it's true, then we should let him lead us. If he told the truth and if he lived the life that we see in our Bible, then our lives will be changed forever. So what I want to challenge you guys to do is this. Is lean into God this week. Lean in and ask the if-then statements. God, if you're real, then show me. God, if you really sent your son to die on the cross, then what does that mean for me? And what will happen is God will show up and God will explain to you. God's already there for you. He's just waiting for you to say, God, I'm ready. So what I want to challenge you guys to do is that. Be ready. But think about if he told the truth, if his life was not a lie, then he should lead us. Then we should follow in his example. Then we'll have complete life in him. We love you guys. We can't wait to see you again so soon. Hopefully you're beach day earlier. We'll see you guys really soon.
We're super excited to continue this new series. We miss you guys lots and lots, and we love you.
Here's the girls' Zoom number, and here's the guys' Zoom number. Can't wait to see you guys, and we hope you have a good week.